fans, sino dito yung may hinihintay na dumating from Shopee or Lazada or from wherever? May hinihintay. Ngayon, I mean in a couple of days time darating. Can I see a show of hands? Alright? So, yun. So, meron. Okay. Meron. Sino dito yung nag-notify na sa phones nila right about now or earlier today na dumating na? And nakuha nyo na, bubuksan nyo siguro later or nabuksan nyo na like kanina or kahapon. Yung fresh purchase, kakarating lang. Right, so there are a couple as well. Okay, ako din, may kakarating lang kanina. Okay, so before anything and everything, is I want to tell you guys that I am actually, to be completely honest and humble about it, I am in no position, okay, to preach about shopping responsibly. Because I am as guilty as you all are. Alright, so we're all guilty of it, guys. Lalo na nung nag-pandemic. Di ba before the pandemic naman, if you can still recall, hindi naman norm ang online shopping. I mean, nandyan na siya, pero hindi siya norm. Right? It was only during the surge, okay, in the number, of course, of the COVID-19 sufferers, saka lang syempre nag-resort to buying online ng mga tao. Thanks, of course, to Shopee and Lazada. Okay, I don't know what other apps out there. Ako, personally, meron pa ako isa yung Carousel, formerly OLX. Sino dito ang nagka-carousel? Ako lang, nakakahiya naman. Kayo na lang kaya magsalita. Para ako yung kailangan makinig about this topic. Ayan si Ma'am Carousel, right? Okay, so formerly OLX. Naka-purchase ka na, Ma'am, sa Carousel, if I may ask. Sa Singapore, right? Tama, di ba? So, yun. So, Carousel, ako, bumibili rin ako dyan every now and then. Mga second-hand stuff. Okay, so mga sellers dyan, hindi naman mga big-time sellers like sa Shopee and Lazada. Some of them, parang kayo lang din, may mga bagay that they want to do away with already. So, tinitingnan lang nila kung may gustong bumili. So, I have been, of course, a purchaser sa Carousel a couple of times already. So, again, I am just as guilty and as convicted as you all are pagdating sa ganitong topic. Okay, so the title of our talk this evening, this message this evening is, I shop, therefore I am. Okay, so if you guys are aware, 'di ba, ito ay play on words, 'di ba, doon sa napaka-famous na dictum, if you may, ni René Descartes. Hindi René Descartes, René Descartes. Okay, sabi niya, 'di ba, I think, therefore I am. 'Di ba? Cogito ergo sum. 'Yun ang sabi. Actually, one can also do a play in words dito. Cogito ergo consum. Pwedeng ganun. Actually, yun yung inisip naming working title ni Sir Erland before. Pero yun nga, I shop, therefore I am. Some of us, especially in this, of course, postmodern time, some of us are defined by our purchases. Some of us are defined by the things that we buy. Okay, and it's perfectly fine every now and then. Pero, what happens if consumption becomes, of course, all-consuming? Okay, di ba? Medyo parang interesting, di ba? Consumption becoming all-too-consuming. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that and a plethora of other stuff on the side. So hopefully you're ready to learn with me once more. Sana hindi pa kayo nauumay sa boses ko, sa itsura, the way I deliver stuff, the way I pace myself. So yun lang. Okay, okay pa ba kayo? Alright. So yan, so can we go to the next slide after the cover page? Alright, so of course, again, it's an undeniable fact of life. Diba? We buy. We love buying. Okay? We love buying ourselves and even our loved ones nice things. Whatever your definition of nice things is, it's entirely up to you. Pero we love buying nice things. Every now and then, of course, is nice, but buying nice things all the time, medyo magkakaroon minsan ng problema syempre dyan. Okay? So even when we're not shopping actually, is we also engage, okay, in this shopping behavior. Like, what do we do when we engage in all these shopping behavior without necessarily buying anything? What do we do when we go to malls? What do we do? Right? What do we do, guys? Next slide, please. What do we do? We go to malls, we do window shopping. Right? Uso pa ba ang window shopping ngayon? Kasi ako, pag pupunta ko minsang mall, mayroon man siya sa Shopee, meron yan sa Shopee. So, hindi na ako magtitingin. Parang ganyan. So, meron mang tindang ganito sa Ace Hardware or kung saan man. At the end of the day, hindi na ako magtitingin. Meron naman sa Shopee. Pupunta akong department store. May disdain na ako sa SM department store minsan. Kasi medyo mahal sa Shopee or Lazada, mas murang alternatives. Diba? So, minsan hindi ka na talaga mag-window shop per se. Ang gagawin mo na lang, mag-window shop ka virtually. Right? So, pag uwi mo, minsan, or even while you're at the mall, is you open your devices. So, ko-connect to, yung ating message this evening, ko-connect din in a lot of ways dun sa unang message that I've delivered like a couple of months back, yung social media survival guide. Kasi malaking role ang pineplay ng social media sa at buhay natin as consumers. So magbubukas tayo ng mga shopping apps natin, Lazada, Shopee, mag-add to cart. Sino dito? Another, show of hands. Sino dito ang daming mga siguro 10 or more items na sa cart lang? Sa cart. Yan, di ba? So yan na yung window shopping, okay? In this new age. Yan na yung window shopping. We add to cart stuff, tapos i-compute natin, okay, saka na. Parang ganon, di ba? Ganyan, mahilig din akong gumanyan eh. Okay, mag-a-add ako, marami. Okay, books, whatever. Then, i-compute ko, okay, meron bang coupon ngayon? May voucher ba? Okay, na mawawala, ma-eliminate entirely yung delivery fee. Pag meron, wow, okay, sige, bibilin ko na ba? Okay, sige, siguro i-delay ko na lang muna ng kaunti pag sweldo na or something to that effect. Okay? Ako guys, I am guilty. I am telling you right now, personally, I am guilty actually of finding nice things on Carousel and then I will contact the buyer and then I will ask him or her, "Sir, reserve ako, I will pay you gantong date. Okay, I will pay you gantong araw. Okay, and then I will pay, makukuha ko yung item." So, ibig sabihin, kahit na hindi tayo nagtatransact with buyers, like right that very moment, merong ganong delayed na parang gratification. Okay, we transact with them and then at a much later time, we get that thing finally. Okay, so kumbaga, it's part and parcel of what we do. Okay? And also, meron pa tayong sikat, di ba, na parang quote or mantra, di ba? Deserve ko to, parang ganyan. Di ba? Pagod sa trabaho, ang daming ginawa, hassle ang boss, whatever, the work. Pag uwi mo, pagpunta mo sa Shopee, uy, okay to ah. Tapos, bibilin ko ba? Oo, sige, deserve ko naman to. Or something to that effect. Okay? So, again, kumbaga, we're caught up in this snare. And this snare is what we call, of course, capitalism. Okay, this is the snare we call consumerism. Okay, and to make things worse, this is the snare we call materialism. Right? So yan, so this comes in the form, yun nga yung mentioned ko earlier, di ba? Window shopping, adding to cart a lot of things. So buying, in other words, is part of our overall identity, whether we like it or not. At its most extreme, some may even be only as good as their last purchase. Okay, sino dito yung yung ganun minsan, yung may binili kang bagay, hindi ka necessarily na-satisfy with it. So, ang gagawin, bibili ka ng something na katulad din nun, pero yung mas maganda, based sa reviews. Meron bang ganun dito? Okay, meron? Okay, wala. So, satisfied naman kayo more often than not sa mga purchases nyo. Okay? So, ako kasi, guys, I collect physical media. When I say physical media, DVDs, Blu-rays, books. Okay? So, pag nanonood ako ng mga videos ng mga collectors sa YouTube, mapapansin ko sa kanila, kunyari, meron na silang collection, like a library full of DVDs. Ang sasabihin nila, unti-unti daw, nire-replace nila yung mga purchases nila with Blu-ray or 4K versions of the movies. Okay, so kumbaga, nananalify entirely yung unang batch of purchases mo to be replaced with a batch of new purchases of basically the same things, na mas malinaw lang yung audio, yung visuals, whatever. Okay? So kumbaga, it's a never-ending cycle if you come to think of it. Right? So, next up, ayan. So, introduce ko kayo dito sa concept na to. I don't know if you have come across this concept already in the past. This is what we call the Diderot effect. Okay? Hindi siya Diderot or whatever. Diderot effect. So, what is the Diderot effect? This is a very interesting phenomenon actually. Every time I get to read stuff about this so-called Diderot effect, medyo nafa-fascinate pa rin talaga ako. So what is the Diderot effect? So as defined here sa ating slide, the Diderot effect, okay, and I quote, is a phenomenon wherein one innocent purchase of a new item can lead to a series of consecutive buys in hopes of keeping up with the newness of the just bought thing. Okay? A chain reaction of complementary consumption. So, did you get the gist of it? Okay, so Diderot effect, basically guys, bibili kayo ng isang bagay. Okay, say, kanyari, sofa. Bibili kayo ng piece of furniture. For example lang And then, nung dineliver na yung piece of furniture sa bahay nyo, nung nilagay na, inarrange na, nilagay na siya dun sa spot where it of course fits perfectly, okay, you took a step back, then nakita mo, kunyari may asawa ka, sige, yung skit natin kunyari may asawa yung bumili, okay, Han, parang, ang pangit na nung lampshade natin, katabi nung sofa na binili natin, kakabili lang natin. Oo nga no, Han, sasabihin nung asawa, sige, bili na rin tayo ng bagong lampshade. Okay? So the next day, you go to the mall once more or you go over on Shopee or Lazada, you purchase for yourself a brand new lampshade. Dineliver na, in-unbox nyo na, whatever, nilagay nyo sa katabi nung sofa. Tapos, you take a step back once more. Han, parang, ang pangit na nung kurtina natin. Okay? So ano gagawin mo? Bibili ka ulit ng bagong kurtina hanggang the next thing you know, lahat ng bagay dun sa living room nyo, bago na. Okay? Triggered by that one innocent purchase of a new item. That is the so-called Diderot effect. Actually, may tinatawag pa tayong Diderot unity. Okay, what do you mean by that? Hindi to political or whatever, okay? Diderot unity. Pag sinabi natin Diderot unity, guys, basically, parang kunyari may binili kang isang bagay, gusto mo, lahat na ng mga purchases mo, umiikot na dun sa isang binili mo na yon. Okay, one great example, guys, Apple. Okay, for example, bumili ka ng iPhone. Okay, so, okay, maganda yung iPhone na bago. Ano ba yung pinakabagong model ng iPhone ngayon? 15? Diba? 15 yung pinakabago. Okay, 15 Max, whatever. Right? So, pagkabili mo niya, teka, parang ang pangit na nung luma kong laptop. So, anong gagawin mo? Bibili ka ng Mac. Okay, and then bibili ka rin ng tablet, of course, na manufactured din ng Apple. And so on and so forth. Bibili ka ng bagong mesa hanggang magmukhang aesthetic na yung workstation mo sa bahay. Okay, so that is what we call the Diderot effect. This is actually rooted in an essay written by Denis Diderot. Okay, hindi siya Denis Diderot. Okay, yung essay na sinulat niya is regrets about parting with my old dressing gown. What do we mean by that? So, ang content niya is basically yung si Denis Diderot, bumili siya or binigyan siya ng isang dressing gown na bago, scarlet colored. Tapos biglang in comparison, sobrang luman-luma na lahat ng damit niya. So ano ginawa niya? Bumili siya ng mga bagong damit hanggang mabaon na siya sa utang. Okay, so that is what we call the Diderot effect. So actually, meron akong sunod dito na visual aid of sorts. So next slide please. So ayan yun, nababasa nyo naman guys, no? Yung nakasulat. So ayan, so one purchase begets another, alright? And be a master of your possessions, not a slave to them. Tapos kita nyo naman yung palitan. Okay, so our new sofa makes our rug look dingy. We should get a new one, right? The lamp too and the curtains. Ito pala yung binigay kong eksaktong example. No? Ang pangit. Anyway, so yan din yung binigay kong example earlier. So yan yung Diderot effect. So one innocent purchase can trigger a series of consecutive purchases if only to complement that one thing that you bought initially. So, sino na yung naka-experience ng ganyan to an extent? Okay, ayun si ma'am, alright? Ayun din, meron din. Sir, can we give them like microphones para lang they can share briefly about their experiences? Kasi ako, fascinated din ako sa ma-share nila. Kasi nung diniscuss ko to sa class back in 2018, nagtanong ako, walang sumagot. So parang ginaslight ako nung klase ko na parang ako lang ba nakakaranas nung ganon. Okay? It's great na merong nagtaas. Can we give the microphone? May microphone tayo. Can we give the microphone? Ma'am, go ahead. Share lang, very briefly lang. Right ahead, ma'am.
Yung na-experience kong ganyan kasi nakakalipat lang namin sa bagong, nirerentahan lang naman din po namin na house. Pero since medyo lumaki yung space, parang mas naging na-encourage kaming magdagdag ng appliances kasi parang feeling namin may kulang. Parang kaya na siyang lagyan ng maraming gamit. So, nag-start lang kami sa, tulad actually niyan, yung sofa. Then, nakita namin, parang magandang may malaki na tayong TV. So, sunod-sunod na siya na purchase ko. So, parang, in the end, parang halos maraming na napalitang gamit. Ganun talaga yung nangyari.
Diba? So, So thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing. So eksakto, no, halos spot on na virtually virtually identical dito sa example. So thank you very much for sharing. Saan nanggaling yung TV? 'Di ba? Parang mapapatanong ka sa sarili mo, saan nanggaling yung TV? So pa lang tayo eh. 'Di ba? Tapos bigla nagkaroon na ng desire to purchase a television set. Thank you very much, ma'am. Another, sino yung nagtaas? Ma'am, I think you raised your hand earlier, ma'am. Can we hand her the microphone? Share lang briefly, ma'am.
So guilty. Hindi, ano po, natawa ako kasi kakabili lang po namin ng bagong shoes, tapos parang gusto namin bumili ng bagong clothes na babagay dun sa shoes.
Oo nga, 'di ba? Oh,
Hindi, tapos bukod pa doon, may mga times din na, kunwari sa mga kitchenwares, parang gusto kong mag-partner-partner yung color, maging aesthetic. So magsa-start lang sa isang kaldero na may wood style. Tapos biglang, pati yung mga kuntsilyo, ganun na rin. So ayan, ganun po.
thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing that. So yung una, sapatos, bumili ng sapatos, parang okay to, may katernong gantong kulay na damit or pants. Tama, di ba? Actually, very common yan sa sa yung sartorial things. When we say sartorial, bagay na sinusuot natin, di ba? Diyan typically, at least siguro sa generation na to, diyan typically observed ang Diderot effect. Bibili ng sapatos, wala namang babagayan tong bago kong sapatos eh. So bibili ka ng bagong damit, makita mo, lahat na ng damit mo, Uniqlo. Parang ganon, di ba? Or something. Actually, may ganyang pull ang, merong parang na-guilty eh. May tawa na parang medyo, medyo, that of guilt eh, yung tunog ng tawa. Okay, but anyway, 'di ba Uniqlo typically lahat ng suot ko pare ngayon Uniqlo lahat 'yan, parang ganyan. 'Di ba? So yun yung complementary purchases nagsisimula sa isang bili, tapos matatry mo yung binili mo, tapos uy okay itong brand na to whatever. The next thing you know, puro yun na yung isusuot mo. Okay? So that's how it works. That's the Diderot effect. So Diderot unity ang tawag natin diyan. Okay? When we say Diderot unity, bibili ka ng isang bagay, tapos eventually magti-trigger yan for you to buy stuff na complementary dun sa isang binili mong yon initially. Alright? So that's Diderot unity. Ngayon, actually, what's so interesting, ang dami nang tumatalsik. Okay? So, actually, what makes the Diderot unity all the more fascinating is the fact na, kunyari, meron ka ng nabuong Diderot unity sa buhay mo. Okay? Tapos biglang may bibilin kang isang bagay, that in turn can open yourself up to an altogether new Diderot unity for yourself. Okay? So kunyari, kaya meron tayo Uniqlo face, parang ganyan, di ba? Meron tayong face na puro, eto lang ang sinusuot nyo, tapos biglang may bago kayong bibilin, yun na lahat yung isusuot mo, and so on and so forth. So yun yung tinatawag nating Diderot unity. Okay? So, interesting stuff if you come to think of it. Pero nangyayari yan sa ating lahat, whether we like it or not. Right? And so anyway, moving on. Next slide, please. Ayan, so consumption is okay. Keep in mind, guys. Consumption is okay, especially if pertaining to absolute necessities. Sabi dun sa message sa Powerhouse, wag na daw ako mag-consume eh. Hindi na tayo mag-grocery kahit kailan. Parang ganyan. Mag-iintay na lang tayo sa handout ng gobyerno. Lalo ngayon, may barangay elections, mamimigay yan. Hindi na natin kailangan mag-grocery, whatever. Siyempre, consumption is part of, di ba, of your life. It is essential to one's survival. May mga necessities sa buhay natin na siyempre kailangan nating bilhin. Okay? So, it is also okay, keep in mind guys baka kasi totally naman, sabihin nyo sa sarili nyo, anong deserve ko to? Wala na, hindi na ako bibili ng kahit anong nice thing sa buhay ko ever. Wala na, hindi na dapat. Okay, mula ngayon, kumot na lang ang isusuot ko. Okay, tapos aalis na rin ako dito sa bahay namin. Ang daming mga consumer items dito. Okay, hindi ganon guys. So, every now and then, it is also okay to buy nice things every now and then, provided that you don't make it your be-all and end-all fixation. Sino dito yung order sa Shopee or Lazada? Lagi tayong Shopee or Lazada kasi yun naman na yung yung new way of buying things eh. Sino dito yung bumili sa Shopee and Lazada. Tapos, habang iniintay nila yung produkto, wala na silang ibang ginawa, kundi i-search sa Google yung binili nila. Tapos, parating na siya in 2 days. Ayan na, bumaba na sa Mandaluyong Sorting Center, whatever. Ayan na, umalis na sa Guangzhou Sorting Center, whatever. Diba? So, tinetrace natin yun eh. Diba? Ako, nakabantay din ako dyan, lalo na pag overseas yung item. Diba? Yun, finally, umalis na rin ng Guangzhou ba yun? Guangzhou. Umalis na, Shenzhen Sorting Center, finally, umalis na doon. Ang dami sigurong red tape doon, whatever, sasabihin mo sa sarili mo. So, sino dito yung ganon? Bumili ng isang item, wala nang ibang ginawa, kundi isipin yung item na parating sa kanila. Like, si sir, okay? So, anong item yun, if I may ask?
Recently, wala naman akong binili recently. Naalala ko lang nung nag-order ako before.
Mm-hmm.
Sapatos.
Alright. So, ayun, di ba, sapatos. Tapos, every now and then, isa-search mo sa Google, no, tama ba yung kulay na nabili ko? Parang ganyan. Umalis na ng nag-depart na from Shenzhen Sorting. Pwede ba ibalik? Parang ganyan. Ibang variant or whatever, di ba? So, all-consuming siya minsan, lalo na pag it's only you and your device. Okay, wala kang ibang gagawin dyan kundi bantayan ng bantayan. Tapos mapapansin mo, ba't ganun? 3 araw hindi na umaalis sa facility ng Mandaluyong, whatever. Ba't ganun? 'Di ba? So, i-message mo yung seller, ba't po ganun? Hindi po umaalis. Sasabihin ng seller sa'yo, ay, out of our hands na po yan, sir. Ganyan. 'Di ba? Anong out of your hands? Tapos magpapakamarites ka na, magpapakakaren ka na, 'di ba? Kung ano na nasasabihin mo sa seller. So, wala na. Expose na yung contents ng puso mo. 'Di ba? Na yun lang yung nagko-consume sa'yo. Di ba, actually, may nakikita pa nga siguro kayong mga memes on Facebook na parang nagsasabi, something along the lines of, parang, kaya na lang naman ako nabubuhay, gawa ng mga iniintay ko sa Shopee at Lazada. Yun na lang ang nagbibigay ng meaning sa buhay ko. I mean, joke yon, pero there's a glimmer of truth dun sa ganong mga memes. Yung mga memes naman yan, half-truths yung mga yan. Kumbaga, kalahati, totoo. Okay? We just, of course, deliver them in humorous ways. Alright, so next slide, please. So, ultimately, we can't always justify our unhealthy attitudes towards consumption by saying that we live in a capitalist society. Tumutulong lang ako sa ekonomiya. Parang ganyan. Kaya nag-away na kayo ng jowa mo or ng asawa mo or ng kapatid mo, whoever, magulang mo. Hindi, tumutulong lang ako sa ekonomiya natin kasi medyo hirap yung ekonomiya natin. Kaya ako bumibili para ma-stimulate yung ekonomiya. Ganyan. Okay, so we can't really always justify all the time. Now we're just, of course, participating in a capitalist society. Okay, kasi diba, pag sinabi natin capitalism, diba, free trade, I of course encourage, and buy yung mantra. Okay, so that doesn't mean na you're part of a capitalist society is, diba, you'll wholly buy into its very ideology. Okay, so again, buy ang kanilang, of course, like unconsciously kino-communicate sa inyo, pero hindi nyo dapat gawin yan all the time. Or at least hindi kayo dapat mag-adhere sa ganyang mantra. So consumption, if pushed to the extreme, can be all-consuming. Right? So whether we like to admit it or not, okay, all-consuming minsan ang consumption. Okay, lalo guys, sa inyo. Okay? Kaya very interesting na ito ay topic sa inyo specifically, sa atin, young Christian professionals. Bakit? Kasi meron kayong resources eh. Okay, you have the means to buy stuff that you want. Okay? Either you need or want, pero mas yung want. Kasi may resources, kumikita na kayo sa mga trabaho nyo. Diba? Hindi naman natin pwedeng i-discuss ito sa mga elementary high school students kasi lahat ng pinanggagastos ng mga nanggagaling pa rin sa mga magulang nila. Okay? Isang sampal lang ng mga magulang sa mga yan, tigil yan. Okay? Pero sa inyo guys, you have the means. You have your, of course, debit cards and credit cards with you like at all times. So you can purchase at will. So that's our point. You can purchase at will. Okay, sir, hindi rin at will. Ubus na nga agad sweldo ko. Pangalawang araw pa lang into yung sweldo, ubus na agad eh. Well, ikaw yun. Yung iba. Okay. So, again, the point, guys, is because of your status in life right about now, young Christian professionals, you guys can purchase, can buy things at will. Okay? And ako, I am just as guilty. Okay? I am standing here in front of you just as convicted as you all are. Okay? I'm not saying na hindi na ako bumibili, in-uninstall ko na nga yung mga, hindi. I am part of this capitalist society pa rin, so I just can't help sometimes but buy and buy and buy pa rin. Okay? So again, I stand here in front of you just as convicted as some, if not all of you. So next up, so ito, i-discuss ko lang sa inyo to real quick. Next slide, please. Alright. So ito yung tinatawag nating buyer decision process. So this was pioneered by Philip Kotler. Okay? Parang 20th century pa yata niya na pioneer itong idea na to. So buyer decision process. So dito sa buyer decision process na to, there are actually 5 stages. So bakit ko dinidiscuss to sa inyo? Well, kasi it's important, of course, that you become conscious of this, na every time you buy, you keep in mind these steps. Kasi dinadaanin nyo to all the time eh. It's just that hindi kayo conscious about them. Okay, pero this time around, hopefully, is, di ba, maging conscious tayo of these steps. Kasi, first, second step, pwede na kayong mag-pull out. Okay? Lalo na pag want yung bibili nyo, hindi need. Okay? We also need to identify that. Need or want. Okay? Sometimes kasi we get to justify in our minds, di ba? Hindi, need ko to kasi luma na yung sapatos ko eh. Okay? Pero tinatago nyo lang yung truth to yourself na hindi, want mo yung sapatos na yon. Okay? So identify first whether or not that thing you're going to buy is a need. Okay? So again, need versus want. So first step tayo. So anyway, 5 steps. Let me just enumerate sa inyo, guys. You're still with me? Okay, hopefully. Alright, so first step natin in Philip Kotler's buyer decision process is needs, wants, arousal, or recognition. Second is information search. Third is evaluating alternatives. Fourth is purchase decision. Fifth is post-purchase feelings. Pansin nyo, guys, hindi natatapos sa purchase decision. Okay, meron pa tayong extra step, parang epilogue of sorts, post-purchase feelings. So let me discuss with you in brief each and every one of them. So next slide, please. So first up is this, needs, wants, arousal, or recognition. You realize, sobrang simple nito, you realize you want or need something. Okay? Saan kayo typically nakaka-recognize ng need or want? Nasaan kayo usually? Can I ask someone, at least one of you, okay, sino ba pwede kong tanongin? Sir, in blue, sir. Okay, brother. Okay, so can you hand him the microphone? Okay, sir. Saang lugar, ikaw sir, on average, typically nakaka-recognize ka ng need or want mo? Or at random lang? Go ahead, sir.
Usually kapag ka na-i-stress ako.
Alright.
Parang kumbaga kailangan kong bumili ng something na makakapagpatanggal ng stress ko. So usually sa kotse ganyan.
Parts sa kotse, sir.
Ah,
Parts. Alright. So, ayan. So, hindi ka naman nadidero unity or effect sa kotse na parang bibili na lang ako ng bagong sasakyan. Parang ganyan. Hindi naman.
Meron lang yung time na bumili ako nung isang part ng kotse ko. Tapos parang sabi ko kulang. Parang hindi siya hindi pa rin siya nagiging muscle man tignan. So bumili pa ako nung additional. Pero nung wala na akong pera, syempre, tinigil ko na.
So, yun naman talaga yung dyan di ba? Yun yung stopgap measure na meron tayo dyan lagi. Pag wala ng pera, tapos. Di ba? Pero di ba that's very interesting, almost Diderot effect to an extent Di ba? Hindi lang siya like nakapag-trigger ng series talaga of consecutive buys. Dalawa, sir, more or less, no?
Dalawa po.
Dalawa.
Tapos,
Go ahead, sir, go ahead. Okay. So, thank you very much, sir, for sharing. All right. So,
Okay.
hindi man necessary lugar, pero specific mental state. Okay? Nai-stress. Okay? After trabaho, di ba, parang yun nga, papasok dyan yung deserve ko to. Right? So, sino dito yung nakabili na ng ganon? Deserve ko to. Based off yung deserve ko to na sentiment nyo. Taas lang ng kamay, guys. Deserve ko to. Alright. So, ayan, even si Sir Erland. Alright. So, halos lahat sa inyo, 'di ba, nakabili na ng something, 'di ba, based off, 'di ba, that deserve ko to sentiment. Okay, even ako, may ganyan, okay? So lahat tayo, once more. So again, you identify a need. You identify a want. Okay, sometimes hindi nga consciously ina-identify mo. Sometimes, na-identify lang yung need, okay? Automatically, like for example, you're at the supermarket, makita mo, ay wala na nga pala kaming ganito. So bibili ka. Simple as that. Okay, pero minsan, yung want mo, nare-recognize, natitrigger, na-arouse, kapag pumunta ka sa, for example, isang boutique or sa isang shop sa mall or wherever, tapos, ay, parang wala pa akong gantong color ng damit, bibili ka. So, yun yung need or want arousal. Diyan na, of course, magsisimula, syempre, mag-kick into high gear itong buyer decision process. Kasi nagsimula ka na sa first step. Alright? So, again, need or want arousal or recognition. Okay, pumunta ka sa supermarket, ay wala na nga pala kaming ganito, wala na kaming ganyan. Okay, or want, ay parang ang ganda nitong damit na to. Teka, bibilin ko ba? So, yan na. Okay? Mag-kickstart na yung buyer decision process in your mind at least. So, next step, please. Alright? So, na-identify na yung need or want. Next up naman is information search. So, anong gagawin mo? Medyo magsa-search ka na, mananaliksik ka na about that item. Okay? So, you look for details about the things you're planning on buying. So, kunyari, may data kayo, maganda connection nyo, andun ka na sa mismong shop, physically, so labas mo, whip out mo yung phone mo, okay ba to? Search ka ng reviews, ganyan, di ba? Maghahanap ka ng product description, okay? Titingnan mo kung bagong model ba yun, whatever it is that you're planning on buying. Pag okay, teka, oo nga, no? So, you're ever closer, one step at a time, to pulling the trigger. Ganun yung buyer decision process. With every stage, with every step, you're ever closer to pulling the trigger. Okay? And potentially breaking the bank. Okay? So that's how it works. Okay? So again, you search for stuff, for reviews. Diba? Like, even sa kakainan nyo, for example, diba? Okay ba dito? Parang bagong bukas siya eh. Okay ba yung reviews dito? Titingnan mong ganyan. Uy, sabi ng where is, ganyan eh. Shameless plug. Hindi, anyway, sabi ng gantong website, okay daw doon. Tara, dito tayo kumain or something like that. Okay? So that's information search. Or actually, kahit walang involved na online component, pwede pa rin gumana yung information search na phase. Paano? Magtanong ka sa sales lady. Okay? Sir, ma'am, ano ba to? Okay ba to? Parang ganyan or whatever. Parang bagong stock nyo ba to? Siyempre, sasabihin sa inyo ng sales lady, yes sir, ma'am, bagong stock namin to. Kahit na parang kalahating taon na sa stock room nila. Sasabihin pa rin nila, bagong stock nila yon. So, yun yung information search that you can do practically without the aid of the internet. Okay, so that's our second stage. Are you still with me, guys? Nagigets naman so far, no? Okay, so that's our second stage. So, third stage naman, next slide please. Evaluating alternatives. So you draw up a short list of options. Maybe 2 or 3 from which you can choose. Again, show of hands, sino dito yung bago bumili ng something, you draw up a short list of options. Ayan si sir. Okay, who else? Okay, sir, ano yung binibili mo usually, typically? For which you draw up a short list? Sir.
Check. Hindi eh. Yung pinaka-recent, siguro ilang buwan, sobrang tagal, 3 buwan yata ako nanonood sa YouTube. Bagong sasakyan, parang ang tagal kong ni-review, tapos nag-come up ako ng option kung ano yung pros and cons nito. Tapos ayun, so mas pinili ko pa rin yung gusto ko.
Ayun.
Pero ayun, kumbaga parang at the end of the
Okay.
day, may part na parang hindi gusto ko talaga to eh. Parang ganun. So,
Tama.
pero it works din sa ibang bagay, sa sapatos, lalo na pag running shoes o kaya pag basketball, yung anything na performance-based, parang hindi ko basta-basta binibili. Parang, especially sa akin kasi recently bumili din ako ng running shoes. Eh, ang dami palang klase ng running shoes. Wala naman si Julie. Na hindi pala pwede yung ganito sa flat-footed, yung mga ganun. So, yun, mahilig. Talagang, hindi pala pwede yung gantong sapatos. Pag tinatawag pang race day shoes, yung hindi mo pwedeng suotin kung pang araw-araw na jogging lang. So, ayun, madami ding natututunan when you come up with a list.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing. Lalo na pag medyo malaking perang involved. Di ba? Yung mag-pull ka ng trigger, medyo malaking pera. Okay? Yung ilalabas mo. Okay, kotse, sabi nga ni sir, sasakyan, siguro, motor, whatever, cellphones, di ba, gadgets, laptops, di ba, sapatos. So talagang sabi nga ni sir, di ba, 3 months ba? 3 months, 3 weeks ka nag-spend just looking for or watching reviews over on YouTube. Okay, totoo yan, di ba? Ganyan tayong lahat. Kaso, yun nga, nasabi ni sir, at the end of the day, ako pa rin ang nasunod. Kahit na sinasabi ng mga reviews, ito yung mas okay. Hindi, it's my way or the highway pa rin at the end of the day. Okay? So kumbaga, what's the need or what's the use of you doing all those research, 'di ba? Ikaw pa rin naman masusunod. At least, 'di ba, natuto ka or something, 'di ba? So that's great to know, sir. Okay, so evaluating alternatives. So that's the third stage in our buyer decision process. You evaluate, okay, based off like a short list of options. Okay? Even again, babalik tayo sa kung saan kayo kakain. 'Di ba? You draw up a short list of options. Kaya nga 'di ba may mga restaurants na ngayon na nag-jokingly nag-come up with names like kahit saan, ikaw bahala, 'di ba? Yung may mga ganyan ng pangalan ng mga restaurants. Kasi nga hindi makapag-decide kasi may short list of options, hindi conclusively makapag-settle with one. All right? So yan, so even sa mga kakainan, we go through these stages. We go through these steps. Okay? So it's about high time that you be conscious of these steps para nasa isip niyo siya whenever you buy stuff. Okay? So this is of course the practical me talking. Okay? So moving on, next slide please. And then finally, of course, you have the purchase decision. So, ano naman to? Stating the obvious na to. So, binili mo na yung bagay. Okay? Or maybe you didn't. Or maybe you won't. Yun naman yung purchase decision. Are you gonna buy it? Or are you not gonna buy it? Okay? Pwede kasing yung purchase decision, pwedeng nasa affirmative, pwedeng nasa negative or otherwise. Pwedeng hindi mo bilhin at the end of the day. Mahal naman pala masyado. Ang laki ng patong dito sa mall. Bibilin ko na lang siya elsewhere. May kakilala yata yung tito ng tito ko na ganyan, mas mura doon. Doon na lang ako. So pwedeng ganun yung maging purchase decision mo. Hindi mo bibilin. Or pwedeng bilin mo talaga and masiyahan ka. So dito papasok yung last step natin, yung post-purchase feelings. So what do you feel about that thing you just bought? So dito naman, pwedeng on the affirmative, pwede ring otherwise. So, pwedeng nasiyahan ka sa binili mo, pwedeng hindi. Sino dito ang bumili ng kahit anong bagay, hindi nasiyahan? Kinainan na lugar, hindi nasiyahan. Okay? Sino yung ganun dito, guys? Bumili ng something, hindi natuwa. Okay, yan, si sir. Sir, can you give the mic lang? Very briefly, kay sir. Go ahead, sir. Ano yung thing na yon that you bought na hindi ka nasatisfy with?
Puro pagdating sa pagkain kasi medyo mapili ako sa pagkain. O, di ba? Pili ako.
Alright.
Kapag kunyari, mahilig kasi ako sa chicken eh. So, pag nahihirapan ako mamili, siguro parang gusto ko mag-try naman ng iba kasi puro chicken na lang. Tapos biglang, nung kumain ako, kunyari, sisig yung in-order, tapos pangit na lasa. Sana pala chicken na lang yung in-order ko. Ganun.
Sa okay, thank you very much. Babalik dun sa pinaka gusto mong kainin talaga. Dapat nag-chicken na lang tayo, parang ganyan, di ba? Okay, kahit nasa abroad, for example, tas medyo mga not yet tried pa na mga offerings, mga treats abroad, tas pag kinain mo, hindi ka nasarapan, dapat nag-chicken na lang tayo kahit na dessert naman yung gusto nyong kainin, di ba? Dapat chicken na lang kinain ko, di ba? So, ang gandang quote niyan actually, dapat chicken na lang parang ganyan. Kahit, or every time hindi mo nagustuhan yung kinain mo sa kung saan mang restaurant. So thank you very much for sharing, sir. Again, post-purchase feelings, dito rin papasok ang mga advertisers. Dito rin papasok ang mga companies. Kaya nga, di ba, for example, sa Shakey's, tatanungin ka, I'm just not, of course, referring to Shakey's, of course, a slew of other restaurants as well. Parang, may bibigay sila sa iyo yung QR code, tapos i-scan mo, tapos sir, pa-review naman yung service, yung quality ng food, whatever. So dito papasok yung mga advertisers, yung mga companies, para mas ma-calibrate nila yung magiging experience mo the next time you dine with them or something to that effect. Kaya nga sa Shopee, Lazada, may mga reviews. Di ba, mag-iwan ng reviews. Kaso yung iba naman gagawin lang, kukunan lang yung silya nila sa bahay, i-upload na, review na, tas lorem ipsum lang yung itatype. Diba? So, but ang point dito is, okay na mechanism in place yung mga reviews na yan para mas makalibrate yung maging experience nyo towards the positive the next time. Alright? So, that's the buyer decision process ni Philip Kotler. So, once more guys, balik tayo sa pinaka-una, needs arousal or wants arousal or recognition, followed by information search. Third is evaluating alternatives, purchase decision, and finally, post-purchase feelings. Alright, so hopefully you're still with me, guys. Are you guys, hopefully? Okay, so thank you, of course, for your response, that is. So next up, right, next slide tayo. So, ayan. Okay, so ayan. So, okay, iba pala yun nandun, parang nakaharap. Alright, so let me introduce to you yet another concept or idea. And that concept or idea, you guys, is called commodity fetishism. Okay, so what do we mean by commodity fetishism? Is this the first time you've encountered this term? Commodity fetishism. So what is it exactly? So commodity fetishism, it is a phenomenon wherein, and I'm just going to be reading off our slide, wherein we, as consumers, ascribe or assign divine-like status, okay, to consumer goods and or items, believing that they have intrinsically supernatural value in and of themselves. Okay? So siguro may mga brands ng pumapasok sa isip nyo. Okay, when I of course read the very definition of commodity fetishism. Again, these are things, goods that you buy, you want to own to yourself because you believe that they have value in and of themselves outside of their actual function or purpose. Okay, so that is commodity fetishism. So fetishism actually is a term that has its roots in animism. Animism, of course, is some kind of all-encompassing religious practice back in the day wherein people believe that inanimate objects have supernatural properties to them. Okay, for example, a piece of wood they worship, a piece of wood they believe to have like special powers, okay, to remove whatever ailment or illness that you have. Okay, mga faith healers, albularyo's for example, di ba? Very animistic in a lot of ways, di ba? So those are objects that are fetishized. Okay, so when you fetishize a commodity, ang ibig lang sabihin nun, guys, you put value to something, to a good or an item, higher than its actual supposed value. Alright, bakit kanyo? Well, maraming factors. Okay, one of them, in this capitalist consumerist society, one of them that gives these items their almost godlike statuses is yung brand recognition. Okay? So, dalhin ko kayo dun sa next slide natin and it will pretty much explain itself. Actually, animation to eh. Okay, animated yan, gumagalaw-galaw yung Apple na yan. Alright? So, but you know, I guess we can't have all things that, everything that we want. Ayan, okay, gumagalaw na pala. Alright, so, Apple. Apple, for the longest time, is a fetishized commodity. Okay? Why is that? Okay, it is a, maraming medyo parang napapalunok ngayon, Apple ako, patay. Parang ganyan. Pero totoo yun, guys. Okay? Apple, as a brand, is fetishized. In the sense na sobrang natatranscend yung value na ina-ascribe sa kanya, yung actual na purpose or function niya. Okay? So maraming nagsasabi, Apple naman daw, hindi naman daw as practical to use compared to actual more generic PCs. Kasi nga, di ba, Apple, of course, a device, can only work to its best or at its best kapag paired with other devices na Apple din ang nag-manufacture. Alright, so that is commodity fetishism. Nike as a brand, of course, specifically yung Air Jordan line, 'di ba? Grabe 'yung sa mga collectors, mga sneakerheads, 'di ba? Like for example, sino nga ba 'yung sikat na YouTuber na very na into sneakers? Sino nga ba 'yun? Si Big Boy Chen ba 'yun? Big Boy Chen. Sino familiar sa kanya dito? 'Di ba? Yan si Big Boy Chen, 'di ba? Very much into sneakers siya. Grabe 'yung collection niya ng mga Air Jordan shoes and whatever. Okay, so at the end of the day, ano ba 'yung function na sineserve ng sapatos? Para hindi masakit ang paa mo kapag ikaw ay naglalakad or tumatakbo. 'Yun lang 'yung pinaka-function niya. Okay, pero dahil dun sa brand, na ito ay of course Air Jordan, ito ay of course nakapangalan kay Michael Jordan, we ascribe value dun sa item na yon that is greater than its supposed default na value. Again, sapatos, isuot mo para hindi masakit ang paa mo sa paglalakad, yun na yun. Pero dahil nga sa brand, na-fetishize yung commodity. Like for example, Apple products, Mac for example, same operations ang nagagawa mo dyan. Computer basically. Ano ang nagagawa ng Apple na hindi nagagawa ng isang PC na non-Apple? Okay, so siguro meron, mga maliliit na mga detalye, pero at the end of the day, same function. Pero bakit mas astronomical ang presyo ng mga Apple products. At the end of the day, it all boils down to brand recognition. Alright? So that is what we mean by fetishizing commodities. Like for example, ako personally, again, di ba, as what I've mentioned to you guys, I collect physical media, DVDs, whatever. You can check it out sa Google, yung Criterion Collection. That is a line of DVDs na specially made for mga cinephiles, mga mahilig sa films, tapos ilang number of copies lang ang pinoproduce nila. Tapos sa kanila ititinda sa Barnes and Noble, sa Walmart, wherever. Tapos bahala na kayo kung makakakuha pa kayo ng copy once maubos yung supplies. So at the end of the day, pelikula. Okay, i-download mo or whatever, di ba? Pero hindi di ba? So you ascribe value to that one thing that is greater than its supposed default value. So that is fetishizing commodities. We're all guilty of that. Okay, buying stuff just because of the brand and not necessarily because of the functionality. Si Adam Smith, yung economist, yung nagsulat ng Wealth of Nations, ang ginamit niyang example dito, diamonds. Bakit daw ang mga diamonds? Diamond. Diba? Girl's best friend forever. Diba? Yan yun diamond. In the sky. Whatever. Okay, but at the end of the day, bakit daw ang diamond sobrang mahal? Bakit daw millions ang worth value ng diamond? Bakit? Kasi rare siya. Yun lang siya. Kasi rare. Bakit tubig? Sabi niya, diamond versus water. Bakit daw tubig na mas malaki ang function sa buhay ng mga tao? Bakit minsan libre mong makukuha? Bakit ang diamond, wala namang paggagamitan na immediate na kung ano man sa diamond, pero bakit million? Okay, ang value niya. Sometimes, of course, billions. Bakit? Kasi fetishized siyang commodity, diamond. Bakit? Nakabase sa rarity niya, sa pagiging rare. Okay? Parang sa buhay ba, kailangan ba rare yung mga ginagamit yung bagay? Okay, hindi naman necessarily, di ba? So yan yung tinatawag nating pag-fetishize sa mga commodities. Okay? Like for example, yung mga autographed copies ng kung ano man. Di ba? Si Taylor Swift, for example, nakakita kayo sa Shopee, uy, autograph ni Taylor Swift, binili mo. For example, naka-check ako sa carousel mga autographed Taylor Swift albums, parang pinakamura na 4,000 parang ganon. Okay, kaya siya mura, kaya nasa 4K lang siya, kasi marami naman siyang pinirmahan. Okay, depende rin yan sa dami ng pinirmahan ng tao. Like for example, yung celebrity namatay bigla. Okay, di limited number of things or items or whatever na lang ang napirmahan niya. So immediately, magsushoot up yung value nun. So again, nakabase tayo lagi sa rarity ng mga bagay-bagay. Okay, and sometimes we buy into that novelty. Okay, na parang rare kasi, kailangan meron ako niyan kasi rare. Okay, or whatever. So that's how it works. That's fetishizing commodities. We fetishize commodities based on brands. We fetishize commodities based on whether or not pirmado ba siya ng kung sino man, and so on and so forth. Right? So, naintindihan, hopefully, guys, yung fetishizing commodities nowadays. So, next slide, please. So, to put it quite simply, fetishizing commodities, okay, hindi na ako mag-mince ng words dito. Fetishizing commodities, and again, I am just as guilty as perhaps all of you here, or pwedeng ako lang ang guilty sa venue natin na to ngayong gabi. Okay, fetishizing commodities is a form of idolatry. Okay, totoo yun, guys. Okay? It's actually non-negotiable. Hindi mo na siya pwedeng i-interpret any other way. It is a form of idolatry. Pansin nyo naman, even yung term na fetishism, it has its roots in animism. Okay? So that goes without saying. It is a form of idolatry. It is a form of idol worship. Okay? Na pwede mong maihalin tulad, syempre, dun sa winnership, of course, na bull. Diba? Sa Old Testament, nung panahon ni Moses. Okay, so I mean, I'm going a little extreme sa aking analogy dito, pero totoo yon. Idolatry is idolatry. So you are a reflection of the things that consume you. Okay? Meron nga akong favorite na book/film, it's called Fight Club. Sabi doon nung bida, Tyler Durden, played by Brad Pitt in the movie, the things you own end up owning you. Okay, so dito papasok yung minention natin earlier na consumption, if pushed to the extreme, if taken to its utmost limits, can be all-consuming. Okay? So, again, we're all just as guilty. Okay? We're all equally guilty of it. Diba? Every now and then at certain points in our lives. So, let us be convicted together. Okay? So, next up, Next slide, please. So, why exactly? So actually, you can ask this question whenever you buy stuff. Why exactly are you buying these things? Okay? To collect stuff all to yourself. Sino dito nagko-collect ng kahit ano? Nagko-collect? Meron ba ditong nagko-collect? Nagko-collect ng ano, kunyari, ticket sa bus, ganyan. Kahit, ano, meron ba ditong gano'n? Okay, hindi, collection is collection naman. Anyway, so ayan, so do you buy to collect stuff all to yourself, mag-hoard? Okay, di ba may tinatawag tayong hoarding? Di ba, you hoard because you want everything to be in your possession. Meron ako napanood sa Guinness Book of World Records, lumabas lang sa newsfeed ko. Parang gusto niya, lahat ng copy, for some reason and this is crazy, lahat ng copies ng VHS ng movie na Titanic, okay, nasa kanya. You can check it out, guys. May Guinness World Record siya. Okay? Taong may pinakamalaking collection ng VHS ng Titanic. Ganyan ang Guinness. It can be crazy sometimes. Sobrang painfully specific na ng mga records sa Guinness. Okay? So, the biggest collection of VHS ng movie na Titanic. So, hoarding ang tawag natin dyan. Do you buy to hoard? Okay? Do you buy to accumulate stuff all to yourself? So you can ask yourself that question, and if yan yung lumabas na sagot, then consider yourself convicted. Okay? And consider your heart to be exposed. Okay, na ito yung nilalaman niya. Next up, to placate loved ones and make them materially satisfied. Isa ba kayo sa mga pag-birthday ng mga magulang nila? Baka meron dito, sorry in advance. Pag-birthday ng mga magulang nila, namimigay ng money cake. Okay, meron bang ganun dito? Okay, bibidyohan mo, yung magandang angulo talaga, bibidyohan mo, happy birthday ma, whatever, di ba, sinurprise, tapos grabe, ang haba, never ending yung hinihilang pera. Okay? Hindi na ako magtatanong kung meron ng nakagawa nun dito para sa kanilang mahal sa buhay. Pero di ba sometimes, we buy stuff for others, not necessarily so that they are made happy, but also para to make ourselves happy. Okay, na parang ibinili ko siya niyan, maaalala na niya ako na ibinili ko niya siya niyan buong buhay niya. Okay, or something to that effect. So at the end of the day, di ba, it exposes pa rin your heart. Okay, it exposes its very contents. That, lalo ngayon, mag-holidays na, di ba, Christmas season, di ba, time na, of course, for giving, mamimigay na tayo ng mga regalo sa mga kamag-anak at mga mahal natin sa buhay. Okay, let's just keep in mind that truth, na sometimes we buy stuff for others, for loved ones. Not necessarily for them, per se, but also for us. Okay? Because we want to feel good about having bought someone this nice thing. Okay? So, do you agree with that, guys? Okay, na guilty ka. Lalo na sa mga nililigawan sa mga jowa nyo, di ba? Yung mga effort dyan, di ba? Ibibili yung kanilang mga girlfriends, boyfriends, mga asawa ng gantong bagay. Kasi wala, hindi dahil gusto kong maging masaya siya, kundi gusto ko rin maging masaya about how I see myself. Okay, that I'm that kind of person, I'm that kind of partner who buy nice things all the time sa aking better half. Okay, or something like that. Okay, so again, even the act of giving, it's a fallen gesture. Okay? Actually, if you come to think of it, lahat naman ng gesture, fallen, okay? By essence. Okay? So that's the point to this particular juncture of our presentation. Next up, to establish some kind of personal branding. So ito ay magta-transition seamlessly dun sa sunod na concept na i-discuss ko sa inyo. To establish some kind of personal branding, you buy something and then you post on social media. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo earlier, connected to in a lot of ways. Dun sa diniscuss ko for the first time, yung social media survival guide. Diba? How you want yourself to be, of course, seen online by your friends. Diba? You buy something, you post, then sasabihin mo, thanks G. Parang ganyan, di ba? So, ganyan di ba? Parang parang mainstream, parang mass market version, di ba? Mainstream mass market version ng pagiging makajos. Okay, di ba bibili ng bag? Tapos, thanks G. Di ba? Thanks bro. Parang ganyan, gagamitin nyo pa yung may bukas pa. Di ba, na teleserye. Grabe yung may bukas pa na show na yan. On sidebar tayong konti. Parang sobrang na-trivialize for like a decade or so. Bro ng bro ang tawag. Diba? So, but that's beside the point. So what I am saying here is you post something and then you kind of try to manufacture the post as if you are being grateful, 'di ba, kay God for making possible yung purchase na yun. Ang binili mo lang naman, Louis Vuitton, whatever. 'Di ba? Nasaan ang Panginoon diyan? 'Di ba? Yun ang pwede mo itanong sa sarili mo. Pero hindi, 'di ba? Thanks, G. Okay, 'di ba? Hindi mo pa lang mabuo. 'Di ba? So, anyway, I digress. So, ayan. So, again, do you buy for personal branding to gain status? Okay? Puro Nike lang ang bibiling ko, tapos gusto ko, or kung gusto mo medyo humble brag lang, hindi yung post, story. Ganyan, di ba? Story lang. Yung makikita lang ng marami, alam nila na bumili ka nito, hindi siya post. Okay? So, ganyan minsan di ba? Kung feeling mo masyadong mayabang yung post, story mo na lang. Di ba? Alright? And then meron pa rin, thanks G, or whatever. So, kidding aside, okay? Let us now transition dun sa next concept that I will be discussing with you. Ano to? Next slide, please. Ito yung tinatawag nating conspicuous consumption. So what do we mean by conspicuous consumption? It is consumption on a scale grander than usual, okay, of things expensive and luxurious, and that which is done publicly, oh so publicly, for everyone to see and know about, with the end goal being to attain or achieve status. Okay? You buy designer bags, you post on social media, okay? Ang magiging reputation mo sa mga tao, wow, big time na si Maring ganyan, big time na si Paring ganyan, big time na si brother or si sister or whoever. Okay, so that's conspicuous consumption. You buy stuff that are expensive and you buy them consciously and then you post them so that people will come to the conclusion that, wow, okay, this friend of mine sa Facebook is the real deal. Okay, big time na talaga siya. Okay? Hindi nila alam, class A lang naman yung binili mo or something like that. 'Di ba? So, yun, 'di ba? That's conspicuous consumption. Okay? Sino dito ang guilty? Consuming conspicuously, then they post on social media. I'm not going to be calling on someone to share. Just taas lang ng kamay. Okay? Si sir, alright? So, siguro yung iba, hindi nagtataas ng kamay kasi parang syempre, ayun si ma'am, alright? So kita nyo, di ba, we buy, ako guys, guilty din ako dyan, mga books, lalo na yung sa fully book na bibili, kasi mahal sa fully booked Di ba? So bibili ka, tapos ipopost mo as story. Okay? Or, ako naman minsan, hindi necessarily kung mahal, kung rare. Tapos makikita ko sa book sale. So ang branding ko noon, ang galing kong maghanap ng rare na libro. Okay? So yun ang ginagawa ko minsan. Hindi man sa presyo, pero yung rarity niya na parang talaga nabili ni Ivan, 50 pesos sa book sale. Ang mahal-mahal niyan dito, whatever. Like for example, to be specific, I got to buy a copy of Barack Obama's The Promised Land, yung autobiography niya, yung memoir niya nung times niya as president. Nabili ko sa isang bookshop, parang ano lang siya, 100 plus. Tapos nung pumunta ako sa fully booked, 1,002 yata siya. Okay, so pinagmalaki ko siya sa Facebook na parang, nabili ko lang ng ganyan, ang galing-galing ko, no? Parang ganyan. And right now, I stand once more in front of you, convicted of that. Okay? Na I did that, na na-expose in the process yung contents ng puso ko. Hindi ako bumili ng libro para basahin, kasi hindi ko pa rin siya nababasa. Andun sa bahay, nakatambak. Okay? Pero binili ko siya kasi gusto kong magmalaki. Okay? Totoo yun, guys. Totoo yun. Kasi ang branding ko sa Facebook, cinephile, bibliophile. Diba? Ganyan yung branding ko on Facebook. Totoo yun. Okay, perhaps some of you, ang branding sneakerhead, diba? Mahilig sa sasakyan. So you post all things concerning yung mga interest nyo na, yung mga fixations nyo na yan. Ako, ganun. So ako, hindi ako nahihiya sabihin sa inyo, guilty ako. Okay? Sa aking pagiging bibliophile, cinephile. Kunyari, for example, I get to watch this movie first day, I post a review about it automatically. Para masabi, uy, napanood na niya, ang galing, paano niya napanood, ang aga naman, or whatever. Okay? So that's conspicuous consumption. Actually, hindi nga natin kailangan sabihin na dapat mahal yung binili nyo. Okay, basta something na makakapag-elevate ng value nyo sa social media or sa mata ng ibang tao. So at the end of the day, vanity. Okay, self-centeredness. Okay, later on, i-discuss natin yung mga implications, consequences ng mga dinidiscuss kong concepts. Alright, you still with me, guys? Hopefully. Okay, next up, ayan. Things are, at the end of the day, ultimately ephemeral. What do we mean by ephemeral? Ano naman yun? Conspicuous, conspicuous presentation to eh. Parang ganyan, nagyayabang kasi may hirap na word para masabing magaling. Parang ganyan, di ba? Okay, so, bakit ba? Hindi, kidding aside. So, kidding aside, guys, things are ephemeral. When we say ephemeral, it's actually just synonymous with temporal. When we say temporal, it has something to do with the forward march of time. In other words, temporary siya, hindi siya naglalast forever. Things are ephemeral. Even the most expensive of stuff that you own at the end of the day, okay, lilipas din yung mga yan. Okay, tatanda at lilipas din sila, sabi nga nung kanta. So, walang nagtatagal forever. Okay? So, mahirap siya. Hindi ako nagre-refer to relationships kasi natawa si Sir Erland. Pero, what I'm referring to ay stuff that we own. Okay? They rust, they collect dust, they tear at the seams, and fall apart. Forcing you as consumer to buy replacements. Okay? Kaya nga may tinatawag tayo, yet another concept, guys. Na-encounter nyo na ba ito before? Planned obsolescence. Yan, na-encounter na ng mga, siguro mga into tech dito. Di ba? Planned obsolescence. When we say planned obsolescence, next slide please. So this is basically the companies making their products stop working to its fullest capacity after a fixed period of time, i.e., forcing them to become obsolete so that you buy new iterations of said products. Like for example, Apple, babalik ako sa Apple. 'Di ba may mga upgrades yung iOS, 'di ba? Na hanggang dun lang. Okay, na parang hindi ka na makaka-relate dun sa mga mas bago yung mga iPhones na meron sila. Okay, like for example, yung laptop ko, pag nagtatrabaho ako, whatever, yung Chrome ko, parang nakalagay doon, parang I'm just paraphrasing, "Oy kuya, yung yung Windows OS mo, hindi na ma-accommodate yung bagong Chrome. So hanggang dyan ka na lang." Parang ganun yung message niya sa akin. Okay, I'm just paraphrasing. So that's planned obsolescence. At a certain point, tapos yung upgrades, yung developments dun sa product na yon, you have to, there's nothing else you have to do but buy a new one. Like even sa games. Sino dito into games? Video games. Okay, di ba? May mga video games, mga multiplayer games na masasabi nating mga dead video games na kapag itinigil na ng developer yung pag-upload ng mga patches, ng mga upgrades. Okay, at hindi na, for example, nakakabuo, for example, multiplayer, hindi na nakakabuo ng number of participants para makapaglaro kayo, okay, ng multiplayer game. Okay, so even sa mga games, may certain fixed na period of time when it will stop working to its fullest capacity. Okay, so laging ganon, guys. Okay, planned obsolescence. Okay, so tech yan typically nangyayari or observed. So planned obsolescence. So again, things are ephemeral. They don't last forever. They are merely temporal. Okay? So they are of the world. Okay, that's all I want to say. That's all I want to get to. They're all of them, guys, are of the world. Next slide, please. Consumption is an endless cycle. Okay? Numerous times, naranasan ko na yan. Okay, pagkabili ko nito, tapos na muna. Next year na ulit ako bibili. Tapos next payday, okay? Kumbaga, ulit ako? Okay, so buying new things ulit ako, nakatulad nun. So, again, it's an endless cycle. Consumption is highly encouraged in our society, thus removing some burden of guilt. So dito nga papasok yung nasa kapitalistang lipunan naman tayo, whatever. Or yun nga, papasok dyan yung personal na sentiment, deserve ko to. Okay, pero at the end of the day, di ba, you shouldn't of course take part, okay, in whatever is being encouraged for you to take part in ng world system. Okay, yun naman yun. That's the be-all, end-all here. So next slide please. But even if society encourages consumption, and to an extent, even consumption at its most extreme, and I don't know if napapanood nyo sa YouTube to or mga magulang nyo, yung mga dumpster divers sa US. Familiar kayo doon? Ayan si Sir, familiar sa dumpster. Ay, si Ma'am? Sir? Ma'am, sorry ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, so naka-hood kasi. So anyway, thank you ma'am. So dumpster diving, any of you familiar other than si ma'am? Dumpster diving, mga Filipino content creators to, na nag-upload ng mga videos nila sa YouTube. Ang ginagawa nila basically, yung mga tira-tira ng mga Walmart branches sa US, mga Costco, okay, ilalagay lang sila sa isang lugar, Tapos ang gagawin nila nitong mga dumpster divers, maghahanap sila ng mga pwede pang pakinabangan. And some of them, guys, hindi pa talaga expired. Some of them like 2 days pa bago mag-expire. Like a whole week, some of them, a whole week before mag-expire, ay nandun na, nilalagay na nila sa isang parang bin. Tapos yung mga content creators, they dive, so to speak, into the bins. They look, they retrieve items that still can be of use. Okay, then iuwi nila sa mga kamag-anak nila, sa loved ones nila, uulamin nila or whatever. 'Di ba dito sa Pilipinas, third world country tayo, ang tawag natin diyan basurero. 'Di ba ang tawag natin diyan, if you want to really go kumbaga all discriminatory about it, is taong grasa, whatever. Pero dun sa kanya, dumpster diving, mga ano sila, maayos, may mga day jobs sila, okay? May mga bahay lang silang binabayaran, kaya medyo kailangang higpitan ng budget. So nagre-resort sila to dumpster diving. Okay? So ang sinasabi ko lang dito, ang point ko dito is, yan yung capitalist society of which we are a part. May excess lagi of supplies. Okay? May excess lagi. So, hindi naman ibig sabihin nun, of course, that just because may excess ng supplies, is bibili tayo ng bibili ng bibili. Okay, I'm not encouraging you to dumpster dive. What I'm saying is yan yung mga medyo unseen na aspects or corners nitong capitalist system na to. Okay, na we need to be more conscious about or aware of. Right? So, next up, sorry. So, we must always return at the end of the day to this question. Okay? What is being said in Scripture about this matter? Okay, actually marami. Okay, ang nasasabi ng Scripture about this entire consuming buying thing. So let me direct your attention to Luke chapter 12 verse 15. Right? And he said to them, "Take care and be on your guard against all covetousness." What is covetousness, guys? Gumamit na naman ng Scripture na yan, hindi na ako yan. Okay, so covetousness, what is covetousness? Go ahead, sir. Desire, di ba? Extreme desire for something. Di ba? You covet something. You covet what the neighbor has. Okay, or something like that. So covetousness. Take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. So this, of course, here, this verse right here is clear as day. Okay? You are not your possessions. Okay? You are not the abundance, of course, of what you own. Next up, consumerism, when pushed to its very limits, results in materialism. It also breeds, ito na yung mga implications, guys, covetousness, it breeds greed, it breeds self-centeredness. If left unchecked, all-consuming consumption can lead to the hardening of one's heart. Okay, lalo na ngayon, guys, very opportune nga na topic ito. So I thank you guys, of course, for inviting me to talk about this topic. Kasi nga, very opportune time, kasi nga, papasok na sa holiday season. Okay? So siguro, may mga ine-expect kayong mga gifts, mga items that you will receive from your loved ones na, for example, hindi naman yun yung pinaplano nilang ibigay sa'yo. So siguro, pwedeng mauwi yan sa disappointment, frustration, pwedeng mauwi sa self-centeredness na parang hindi dapat ganyan, dapat yan yung natanggap ko galing sa mga magulang ko or whatever. Pwedeng mauwi yan syempre sa hardening ng inyong puso. Okay? Pwedeng mauwi syempre sa pagiging centered lang ang buhay nyo sa inyo. Okay? So pwedeng maging tungkol lang sa ego nyo, maging pa-main character kayo. Sabi nga, di ba, sa social media speak, di ba? Pa-main character kayo masyado. Lalo ngayon, November 1, 2, uuwi na naman sa probinsya ang mga main character. Sabi nga, di ba, sa isang meme, okay, that I've read. So anyway, kidding aside, guys. So again, covetousness, greed, self-centeredness. Bakit covetousness? Covetousness kasi nakita mo yung kapitbahay mo may bagong sasakyan. Okay, so anong gagawin mo? Kukumbinsihin mo siguro yung asawa mo or yung anak mo na para sa'yo, for example, investment mo lang. Hoy anak, ibili mo kami ng tatay mo ng bagong sasakyan. Okay, that's covetousness. Bakit? Kasi si Maring ganyan sa kabilang bahay, meron na ring bagong sasakyan. That's covetousness of the worst kind. Then greed, of course, greed. You want, syempre, all good things to yourself. Okay, you buy all nice things because you want all these nice things to yourself. And then self-centeredness, connected na yan syempre sa greed. And actually, they are interconnected that way. So of course, self-centeredness, pakiramdam mo, umiikot lang ang mundo sa'yo. Right? So next up, 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 6 to 8. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. Okay, so paano i-combat ang covetousness, greed, self-centeredness? Okay, sabi ng scripture, di ba yun ang tanong natin, what is being said in scripture about this matter? Ang sagot ng scripture, contentment. Okay? Godliness, to be specific, godliness with contentment. Right? Ultimately, you guys, humility, being ever grateful in Christ, and being restfully contented with His abounding grace are that which can combat all-consuming consumption. At the end of the day, guys, we don't deserve anything, basically. We don't deserve good things. We don't deserve stuff. Okay? By default, ano ba yung deserve natin? Destruction. Okay? Yun lang yung deserve natin at the end of the day. Okay? So to be humbled by the fact na dahil lang sa habag ng Panginoon, kaya tayo nandito pa rin ngayon. Okay? That's enough, of course, for us, di ba, to live another day. Okay? And to not think of buying stuff, to not think of things as our be-all, end-all fixation. Luke chapter 12, verses 22-23. And He said to His disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat, nor about your body, what you will put on, for life is more than food, and the body more than clothing." So the eternal over the temporal. That's the simple message here. The eternal over the temporal. Pero again, this does not mean, of course, that you have to again refrain from buying stuff altogether. Again, every now and then, buying nice things is good. Parang this connects actually dun sa naging message naging talk ni Bishop Paul, okay, nung Wheelhouse, 'di ba? Yung you cannot serve God and money. 'Di ba? At the end of the day, 'di ba, it's okay, of course, 'di ba, to accumulate wealth to yourself. Just make sure, of course, that you're not utterly, okay, and irretrievably, okay, and irredeemably, okay, consumed by it. Okay, so it's all right to buy, to consume every now and then, provided that it does not consume you, and provided that you keep in mind and you take to heart that at the end of the day, as what I have mentioned earlier, be humbled, okay, by the ever grateful God that we have, okay, and be restfully contented with His abounding grace. Next slide, please. Practically, one needs to consciously go through the buyer decision process first, from the first stage to the last, before purchasing something. Okay, next up, and then you can ask yourself these questions. Is it a need or a want? Sino dito yung nagtatanong sa sarili nila before bumili ng kahit ano? Need ko ba to or want ko ba to? Ayan si ma'am. Alright, so that's great to know, ma'am. Tinatanong muna, need or want. Paano pag sir, want ko siya pero need ko rin. Parang ganyan. Okay, parang want ko, for example, sir, ng bagong sapatos, pero need ko rin siya kasi wala na akong maayos sa sapatos. Okay, so ang sagot dyan, well, it depends, case to case. Pero siguro, pwede naman. Okay? Just do not let the wants, okay, overtake the needs. Because at the end of the day, guys, again, di ba, we subsist on the most basic of things. Okay? Add-ons na lang all the rest. Will buying it, next question that you can ask yourself, will buying it compromise your allotted budget for other far more important stuff? Okay? May allotted na budget ka, ito yung babayaran mo. Tubig, bahay, ilaw. Okay? Pag binili mo yung isang bagay na yan, matatanggal yung para sa ilaw. Okay? Pag binili mo ba yung isang bagay na yan, is matatanggal yung para sa tubig. Or pag binili mo ba yan, matatanggal yung para sa internet. Kunyari, bumili ka ng bagong laptop, bumili ka ng bagong iPhone. Okay? Higit yun, syempre sa allotted budget mo for stuff. At the end of the day, may bago kang computer, may bago kang laptop, putol naman internet mo. Okay, so, ano nangyari sa'yo, di ba? So, para saan yung purchase mo ng computer kung naputulan ka naman ng internet? So, always keep in mind, of course, whether or not that thing you're going to be buying is a need or a want. Okay, and then next slide please, is the impending purchase all-consuming? Is it all that you think about? This was what I asked you earlier. Diba? Is it all that you think about? Is it all that you look forward to? Okay? Isang linggo, yun nga, yung sabi ko sa inyo earlier, minomonitor mo kung nasaan ng sorting center, andyan na ba, out for delivery na ba siya, o bakit ibinalik ulit siya sa sorting center or whatever. Minomonitor mo kasi wala ka nang ibang nilulook forward to sa buhay, kundi yung item na yon na parating from Shopee or from Lazada, ng JNT or whatever courier service. Next up is, will this purchase? Ito, Diderot effect to. Okay, kumbaga lahat ng mga diniscuss kong concepts parang nagmamanifest in one form or another sa mga questions na to. Will this purchase snowball into a series of subsequent purchases? Parang, is that one purchase enough? Or kapag binili mo yun, alam mong bibili ka pa ng iba? Okay, like for example, kunyari mga Marvel statues. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na line called Iron Studios. Yung Iron Studios, sino dito nagko-collect ng mga Marvel stuff? May mga statues yan, binebenta sila. Tapos meron kang Iron Man, syempre. Pero syempre may Iron Man ka, kailangan mo ng Captain America. Okay, tapos syempre may Captain America, kailangan mo ng Incredible Hulk. So the next thing you know, bumili ka ng isang, for example, statue from Iron Studios. The next thing you know, buong Avengers na, pati mga kalaban, meron ka na. Okay, ganyan yung ginagawa sa inyo, guys. Growing up, di ba, pinipilit na kayo na mag-buy into the logic of capitalism. In what way? Sa mga McDonald's, Jollibee, yung mga Happy Meal, mga Jolly Kiddie Meal, di ba, bibili kayo, for example, ng Kiddie Meal or ng Happy Meal, tapos merong, for example, nakalagay sa loob ng box na Snoopy. Yung Snoopy na yon ay nakabihis siya ng national costume ng India, for example. Kaso, pag check mo, ang dami pala, may Snoopy pala na nakasuot ng pang US, pang UK, pang Germany, pang Italy. So, anong sasabihin mo sa mga magulang mo? Nay, Happy Meal ulit, kailangan ko ng German na Snoopy, kailangan ko ng Italian na Snoopy. The next thing you know, kompleto mo lahat. Kaya kayo, sa bahay nyo, meron kayong mga istante na may salamin na puro mga laruan ng Jollibee at McDo ang laman. Sino yung may ganito pa rin sa bahay nila? Yung mga stante na de salamin, tapos mga Snoopy, galing sa McDo, galing sa Jollibee, yung Tarzan ng McDo, di ba? Familiar ba kayo sa mga ganon? So, ayan. So, di ba, growing up, yan na yung logic na, na nasanay kayo to. Alright? So, let's resist that logic at the end of the day. As young Christian professionals, of course, let's try as much as we can, via Scripture, or with the aid, of course, of Scripture, let's try to resist. Okay? So, next slide, please. We're approaching the end of our message. So, it is always high time that we be reminded by Scripture that as Christians, we may be in the world, but we are never or will we ever be of the world. Okay? You are in the world, but are never of the world. Okay? So actually, ito nga rin yung pinaka-basic premise. Nabasa nyo na ba yung book ni John Piper na Don't Waste Your Life? Siguro nabasa na ba, guys? John Piper, Don't Waste Your Life. Yung Don't Waste Your Life is, it's pertaining actually to like an elderly couple. Ko-collect sila ng shells. Okay, shells. Sa beach, ko-collect sila. They have an entire room full of shells. So parang ang tanong lang ni John Piper doon, okay, when you finally get to meet him, capital H, okay, what do you tell him? Okay, you tell him that, oh, I have collected shells. Okay? So what is that? That's life wasted. Okay? So don't waste your life. Yun yung charge ni John Piper. That's also my charge to you guys. At the end of the day, don't just collect seashells. Okay? Do not waste your life. Again, the eternal over the material. The eternal over the temporal. Next up, this is rephrased from Paul Hayne from the Gospel Coalition. Let me just read off my slide, and I quote, "The market is efficient and will make sure that it delivers and gets what we want. But this is also reason, however, to think more carefully about these wants. Thus, let's make sure that what we want is what is really good for us. That thing that you're about to buy, that you're about to pull the trigger on, is that thing what's really good for you? Okay, that's the question, syempre, that I'm leaving you with. Is that thing right there, really, really good for you? Okay, 9 times out of 10, the answer is a resounding no. Only Him, of course, is what's good for you, what's good for all of us. 1 John chapter 2, verse 16. For everything in the world, the cravings of sinful man, the lust of his eyes, and the boasting of what he has and does, comes not from the Father, but from the world. Okay? You cannot mix up the Father with the world. Okay? You cannot mix them up. It's non-negotiable. Okay? Sa Father. The world's is the world's. Okay? The Father's is the Father's. Ultimately, at the end of the day. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 4, have the wisdom to show restraint. Okay? And then, last slide, by Paul Carter, give thanks for every good gift of God, but enjoy those gifts in their proper time and season. Right? So again, I leave you the question, is that thing you're about to buy, you're about to purchase, you're about to pull the trigger on, is it what's really good for you? Right? So